It's a very explosive beginning to the show for today. A very warm welcome to the channel. My name is James. This is the James N. Cooper Show. Now, this video I have shown you before, and I did make a mistake, and I did apologize for it because of misinformation, and I went to believe it. It happens to all of us, unfortunately. But this is not the Three Gorges Dam exploding with a missile or a bomb. This is a dam in the Ukraine from 2023. I think it was like May or June time last year with that. And there were lots of stories on Twitter saying that this is the Three Gorges Dam exploding because of a electronic or an electric misfire, whatever it was. But it is quite amusing. I want to show you this, and I'm going to read you what someone thought about the Three Gorges Dam in China when they're showing a completely different dam. I will grant them that, well, they have got the right country. The Three Gorges Dam is an engineering marvel, standing as one of the largest, most complex hydroelectric power stations in the world. Situated on the Yangtze River in China, it boasts impressive dimensions. China, America, and Taiwan. In all the modern world, there is no crisis zone, no flash show, and no political hot zone where the political potential for global catastrophe runs quite so high. Named, and mainland China claims to be the Republic of China's territory. Going back to the original part of this video and also the title, the potential for catastrophe from Taiwan. Once again, Taiwan, China, America are in the news related to China's independence or Taiwan's independence, a proxy war from America, etc., etc. The one China policy that Beijing controls mainland China and Taipei, and America would say, yes, Beijing does control Taiwan, but they do supply, you could say, weapons and arms, and if there was an invasion, America would help defend Taiwan. So it's something that we have covered before, but this is the reason, or one of the main reasons, and there's 400 million people's lives reasons for this, that if the Three Gorges Dam was put on with a Tomahawk missile, for example, and if there was a barrage of them, would China be able to shoot down, I don't know, 30, 40 missiles heading towards the Three Gorges Dam? They do have the range, they do have the missiles. This is something that Beijing would consider quite seriously if they sorted to evade. So it's a reason why. Now, it was Mao who said we have a population of 500 million way back in the 1970s, and we can afford to lose 1 million people, no problem, because we still have the vast majority. Which is just an awful saying. From some people think he was like a god, but he really was just a evil dictator and really good at brainwashing people to say the West is bad, China is really good, and China and Russia, well, we're great buddies, etc., and North Korea. We all know the story. But if there was a missile aimed and set off at the Three Gorges Dam and it hit there eventually, it's not just the dam that would collapse and the people's lives. There's also military bases underneath the Three Gorges Dam, and it would knock out a lot of these. And these bases basically have nowhere to go. Now, I don't know why they put these bases under the largest hydroelectric dam in the world, but they did. And that would knock out China's military to defend or to attack, whatever the case may be, related to the Taiwan-China situation. Now, the thing is, what is the solution to the problem in Taiwan? Now, the Taiwanese people want independence. China wants Taiwan to be reunified, even though the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, have never actually controlled Taiwan. So there's all these issues and the manipulation of words that gets around related to it. So I did actually a couple of days ago come up with one kind of solution from a Singaporean guy that said 2 countries, 2 systems, 1 Commonwealth. And I actually thought that is quite a reasonable kind of solution, that the people in China would be happy. Maybe the people in Taiwan would be happy. But the whole thing is, nothing changes. It would still have the status quo, but there would be some kind of agreement, a written agreement between the 2 countries, and hopefully that would last. And the simple thing is, Beijing couldn't interfere with Taiwan, and Taiwan couldn't interfere with Beijing, just like 2 extra countries, and 2 countries working together to produce, manufacture goods. Example, break time. Now, if the screen goes black, then comes again, there's just no advertising. But if there is, please do watch the advert. It helps me get a little bit of dosh, cash, greenbacks for a little bit of work I do with my hobby of YouTube. I'll be back. The question is, does Taiwan have missiles already aimed at Beijing, the 3 Gorges, eastern cities? Does China have missiles and rockets aimed at the capital of Taiwan, Taipei, and maybe some other big cities in the island or the country, like Taichung, for example? We don't know. These are military secrets, and they won't be released until James Bond goes into one of these missile silos and investigates and destroys the missile in China, and then we can live for another day. But that's not really going to happen. That's just like the fantasy world. And if China would actually invade, and would actually America come in with troops on the ground helping Taiwan defend its country, what's the reality of it? Would there be enough time for the American troops to get to, from, you could say, America in itself, or maybe some troops already stationed in the Philippines or in Japan or in South Korea and some other smaller bases? They could be there within hours. America is going to take, 14 hours for the troops to arrive. If they arrive on ships, it's going to take maybe 5 to 7 days going across the Pacific Ocean. I have been across the Pacific Ocean on a cruise ship once, actually quite a few times. And how long does it take? From Valparaiso in Chile to Easter Island or Christmas Island, or one of them, I'm not too sure which one, in the islands very close to Australia, took 11 days. And that's so, I have done it. And the other one I have done is from Japan, I think, or maybe Hawaii to the Philippines on a cruise ship years and years ago. I used to work for many different companies, and one of them were actually cruise ships. This ship, this t-shirt I'm actually wearing, you could see is from P&O Cruise Ships, but cruises have changed, and no way would I work for them nowadays. It's just a big rip-off. But that's another story entirely. So, would it happen? Would China be stupid enough to do it? And I really hope Xi Jinping, even though he is an evil guy, he's a two-faced guy. I don't really like him, to be honest. And he's just trying to get his name in the history books as the leader who reunified Taiwan. Basically, he is going to be the leader of China who put the virus, the COVID-19, around the world. That's going to be his legacy, and that's what we will remember him by. Would China do it? I think they would be incredibly stupid to do such a thing. And the results would be, well, the start of another world war, and it would be communism versus democracy, basically like that. China does have the biggest navy in the world, and they have a very big deployment of military personnel. But the thing is that they don't have any experience. Now, does experience count related to wartime? And I would say yes to that. So you may have the manpower and the technology, but from a very old saying from not the 9 o'clock news, you have the technology, but do you know how to use it to be the most effective? America does have the technology, they have the experience to use it, and I would say the answer is yes, but I don't think this will happen because if it does, it's going to be bigger than the end of World War II, with the 2 nuclear bombs hitting Japan in 1945. That was Hiroshima and Nagasaki, something like that. I'm not too sure the pronunciation. So this is something that spins into the news and then it fades away, then it comes back and then it fades away. It's pretty common. You would see like the Middle East, what's happening there. The news is now related to Israel and Palestine. It comes and then later this year it will sort of fade away. There will be some kind of peace treaty and then life will go back to a relative norm. There are some people that say the people of Israel don't belong in Israel because Israel was stolen from Palestine. Whatever that is, there should be some kind of agreement with a neutral party, as I mentioned before, like Switzerland, who remained neutral during World War II, to come and negotiate, to do the negotiations, to make sure there is kind of one settlement with the political parties to be. I do believe in China as well. They say it's the People's Republic of China, but no. So shouldn't the people have a say? How do they have a say? Well, it has to be democratic. They do have democracy in China. It's actually in their constitution, but it's Chinese democracy, which is a manipulation of words. I am really going off topic, so I think it's time for another break. If you saw China dismantling these huge, massive dams along the Yangtze River, that might be food for thought, because they're taking away the equation of Taiwan launching missiles to that area, because it's not going to have any effect. Let the Yangtze River free flow once again, and there's going to be a lot less problems with these colossal dams. Yet they are producing electricity, fantastic, and maybe producing electricity for 10 or 11 million people who would have not very reliable electricity. When I was in Wuhan, for example, in 1994, the summer is incredibly hot. It's called the furnace of central China. And there, the electricity near enough did stop every day. And in the afternoon, it was baking hot. You had to lie on the marble floor just to keep cool, or find a hotel that had a generator, and there you can, well, just enjoy the afternoon, hoping that the electricity in the evening would turn on. But in the evening, I would be in the nightclub anyway. But you would hope by the time you get back home, the electricity would be on, because it was so hot with that. Again, I'm sort of going off topic, but I would like to hear your points of view. What do you think? Would Taiwan and America actually launch missiles on the Three Gorges Dam, or Beijing or Shanghai, if China started to invade? It's the big if. But the thing is, I don't think so. But it always has the potential. And does Taiwan have enough missiles aimed at the right people, so to speak? And does China have these missiles aimed at other countries related to the situation, you could say, in the South China Sea, for example? We don't know, and these are military secrets, and they should be secrets. But if people could find out, and people who did, I've forgotten his name, the guy from WikiLeaks, etc., they do find out. This is a secret, and it should remain a secret. It shouldn't be in the public domain, because when we know, awful things can happen. So this is why governments and militaries obviously have secrets. And you could say, what happens in America in Area 51? We don't actually really know. Are there aliens there? We don't know. Are there nuclear missiles aimed at certain parts of the world? We don't know. We can only speculate, and the people who do work in these areas are near enough sworn to secrecy. So these idiots, like the person from Wikipedia, or someone else like Edward Snowden, who did actually work for the security forces in China, sorry, in America, not WikiLeaks, the other guy, then and hiding in Russia, for example, they shouldn't have done that. That was a secret and should have remained secret. Now, I know some people would disagree with me with that, but it all stems to what's happening now in that certain part of the world. Now, if you were sort of like a leader and you wanted to take control of a certain part of your country or another country because of history, because of whatever, you believe it's yours, blah, 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 all that kind of malarkey, you would find always the weakest link. China, does it have weakest links? Yes, like any other country in the world. And the biggest one, I would say, is the one that can cause the most catastrophe, which would be the Three Gorges Dam, which hence is why I'm making this video. Let's leave it there for today. I will wish you happiness today. I will wish you peace. I do read the comments related to some of the videos I make, and some people would accuse me of being a horrible man or something. I sort of like just express my point of view. Maybe it's a bit too morbid sometimes, but but I do thank everyone. Now, if you want your comments in the comment section below, it's quite simple. Don't say any bad word like F or don't, because it will automatically be blocked. We can be, I may not be politically correct in your eyes, but I may think that you are not politically correct. Hey, this is called a conversation. This is a debate, and there's no need for bad words, and also to, push me saying that I'm a muppet. Well, yeah, I am a muppet, but any swear words that you say, I am a whatever it is. So, happy day wherever you are. God bless. Comments, yep, in the section below, but do avoid any bad words or swear words or foul words in there, and do sort of like make it logical, so it sort of is understandable, even if it's a completely different point of view to myself. The good thing is about YouTube, people can express, and that's the whole idea. There are guidelines and there are restrictions. I don't know at the moment whether this video will be allowed on the powers to be on YouTube, but there's only one way to find out. And if you do like my work and you do want to support my kitty cats, we do have super thanks below in the description. You can join my membership program on my channel, and if you want to support on Patreon, by all means there. And let's leave it there, I think, and I will see you soon for another interesting video, whether it's about kittens, whether it's about Cambodia, Thailand, China, Taiwan, for example. God bless to all. Thank you so much for your time. Bye-bye.